What's going on, good people? Brandmaster Martina, Britt, Yelverton here. And today's Watch Me Work Wednesday. We're not at midnight. We're actually at a little after 3 p.m. in the middle of the day because I really had to make sure I understood today's topic about how to use the new brand kit that is inside of the Family First Designs Agency app that I will be implementing going forward now that GHL has caught up to some of the things that we really need. So if you are interested in learning how to do that, and I also have a fix that we noted on last week's Watch Me Work Wednesday with regards to the image area inside of your own community or group. So of course, if you want to learn this information, I hope that you will stick and stay and watch me run the play and document the process on how we build out the BrandYOU agency and the value that we bring to the BrandYOU clients. What's going on, good people? And believe it or not, as soon as I go live, guess what I happen to hear outside? My lawn guy. So this is going to be a crazy one today. Hopefully it won't get too crazy because I also believe that I may have to run out. So hopefully I'll be able to get all of this completed. You'll be able to hear me while he is outside doing his thing, making our yard look beautiful and amazing. And hopefully I will be able to get through all of this and give you all the value that I have for you today. So the first thing that I do want to hop in and discuss is on last week, we actually did a Watch Me Work Wednesday. And I wanted to see if I could actually pull that playlist up here on the additional sheet that I have over here. And let's press pause on the sound on that. Let's run that back to the area in question so I can at least have up on the screen what you guys need to see. So while I'm doing that, come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, post your city and state where you are catching this Watch Me Work Wednesday live from. Come on into the room and show us where you are chiming in these internet streets so that I can see where my value is reaching and so that others can know where you're even located to see if there is collaborative, options available to them in their own, area. I myself don't care where you are. I am hoping that you are in these streets and that you're getting this information. So I'm excited wherever you are chiming in from. Thank you so much, Dr. Regina out of Brooklyn, New York, for chiming in. Peace and blessings to you as well. My sister, my business partner, and my friend. I am excited about today's message, but before I jump into showing you this awesome asset that we have inside of our own agency accounts called a brand kit, I want to share with you the fix that I was able to locate for last week's information, because that was a hiccup for me. I was a little bit frustrated with it because I needed for that to work for you guys. And last week, I couldn't figure out what was going on with it, okay? But I didn't want to delay the option for you guys to be able to see how to utilize it inside of your own brand if you are indeed using the agency app, okay? And so again, here on last week for this Watch Me Work Wednesday, it was titled How to Set Up a Community Group in Your App. And we were talking about this group that we had set up for the 10 mil book. And we were kind of frustrated here with this group because in this area, when you first come into the agency app, right here is this image and it doesn't really represent the group. And I was a little bit frustrated, like, so I went over here, I did the entire training, and I showed you guys actually how to set up this area through a test group, but I did not know how to make the shift or the change here. And I want to go back and watch this video, and here's why. Because I promise you, when I went into this group, I promise you I hit the settings, and I did not see this branding option over here. I don't feel like I saw it, okay? And that is actually how you do it. So just for today, really quickly, before we jump over into the brand kit, I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to go to the branding. And it's amazing because of voila, it's there. It was not there before. I'm telling you, it was not there. I looked for it. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and go in here to the options and see if we can get it updated and adjusted really quickly so that I can have the group represent what it is now supposed to represent and see if I can get that done for you guys. So let's see if I can get that uploaded here really quickly. See if all the bells and whistles will do what they're supposed to do, and we can get that in there. So I'm looking for the actual logo option that I created for this group here inside of some of my folders. And let's see if I can get one of these to do well. All right, so that's the one that we're going to have for the logo image itself. This is the one that we're going to utilize for the cover. And I think we wanted to make that one be, I think this one is the one we probably had on there. And I believe I may have switched it to this one. So we're going to add that one in there. And then it's asking for an additional logo image. Right now, off the top of my brain, I don't remember where it's going to place this one, but I want to go ahead and put it in there as well. And let's go down here and grab the other one, and we'll see if that one works. Nope, it's going to be this one over here. All right, and then we're going to save it. Yay. And so now that image is updated here. When you go back out to the group and you refresh the screen there, we will see that it does update appropriately, letting you guys see this in real live time. A fix to last week, Watch Me Work Wednesday, when we could not get the actual image for the 10 mil book group to do right. And so, of course, I have everything up because I was still in my my Zoom meeting. Yes, it has ended over there. I was still in my coaching Zoom meeting, and that's why I was running about 2 or 3 minutes behind because I was so excited about what I was learning over there. I was like, wait a minute, I'm late for my own scheduled live. So let's see if we can get it to refresh one more again. And if not, we'll just hit the button and bring it back. Yep, make me log in all over again. So give me one hot sec. Let me pull that off screen. Let me get signed in. I hope you guys cannot hear my long guy because he is a little bit on the loud side right now. Let's go back to the main page here. And let's see. Yeah, it logged me all the way back out. To the agency app end of it. All right, and now we are back in. Yes, let's go back over inside of the group. And I will bring that up, get it all refreshed for you so that we can see. Lord have mercy. Now we got to go through password resets. All right, so I'm going to do that off to the side and pull this back up and go through this again. This is also one of the reasons I pre-record, because of course, had I pre-recorded, y'all would have never known the hiccup had happened because we would have skipped all of this part here in the middle where it do what it do. So let me select the password reset, send it to myself, go back in. table. I hope I've got that music playing low enough that I don't end up having to cut that out. I'm sorry, I got my house comfort music playing in the background. And of course, YouTube tries to get major attitudes sometimes when you do that. Alrighty, so because of course, if I don't get myself logged in accurately, I'm not even going to be able to move forward with the step for today. This is so, yep, see, it's logging me into the wrong one. So press pause, everybody. And bear with me a moment while I figure out where I am with the agency app password. Give me just one sec. So I'm pretty sure this now answers some of your questions about why a lot of my recordings are pre-recorded, because everything and its mama likes to act up when I'm live. And I'm just trying to get you guys the good. Oh yes, she is showing herself right now. And of course, my long hair guy is extra loud. Oh, she is showing out. So hold one second, guys. Just bear with me. This is going to be the biggest, longest pause smack in the middle of what it is that we're trying to do. But it will be okay. Such a pain in the butt. How do I say? Join me for one. What did I say? And we will return after this regularly scheduled commercial. Hold one second. See if I have anything that can entertain you guys while I figure this thing out. Alrighty, guys. So here's the beautiful thing we just learned on today. It wants to act a utter and complete fool and not allow us to do what it is that we need to do. And of course, as soon as I refresh, it brings me into an area that is not where we want to go. And you guys know when you do things several times, what does it do? I'm sure you guys can post into the chat exactly what it does. It locks you out. And I'm the owner of the agency. So while we give that a couple minutes to do what it needs to do to reset, I am going to go ahead and move forward with another area of the group here to see if I can get this other feature shown to you guys while we await that reset to actually happen. And what I'm going to do is utilize a different account here and see if we can go ahead and move forward with that. Hope that works for you guys to be able to see this information, because again, it's really important. I truly enjoy the use of the app, even when it gives me these types of headaches and frustrations and all of that. I still truly enjoy using the app because it does make my life easier. So what I'm doing is opting into a sub account, because of course inside of the sub accounts that you have available here, you can still utilize many of the features. So what I'm going to do is pull open a client account. Let's pull that onto the screen there. And I'm going to move forward with showing you at least this portion regarding the brand building process. And we'll be doing it live. So hopefully we won't hit too many more hiccups in this process to be able to show you this. So inside of your own sub account, once you log into your specific sub account, you are available to see all the features that are made available to you by the agency owner, myself, for you to be able to manipulate and make changes. And one of the newest options that we have here inside of the agency app is something called brand boards. And so you'll go into the brand board here and you are available to create your brand board, meaning if you're familiar with Canva, you're available to do the same thing in there. So every time that you decide to create a flyer, what you're available to do is actually click on your brand board. And when you click on your brand board, what you can then do is actually select predetermined colors, fonts, headers, and all of that, your logos. You can predetermine all of that so that you don't have to waste that time. All right. And so here we're going to just go into the brand board area inside of your agency app. We're going to select a new brand board. And as you see, several are already created, or we could start specifically from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select to utilize this one because it does already have an element in here that has the blue, or of course we could start from scratch. So let's go ahead and click to continue at that point. And we have a blank brand board here. All right. And the way that it assists you is it allows you to go ahead and upload the area. So each time that you open up a funnel, or you design a website, or you create other tools within your agency app, all of this information pre-populates for you so your branding remains consistent. I hope that makes sense for all of you guys. Okay. And so we'll say for this particular client, if we're going to look for their horizontal logo as well as their portrait or square logo, we're going to go in to make the edit for that. And we're going to go into what is already created inside of their folder to be able to access their already listed information. Okay. So if we already had their logos and any of their original imagery in here, that is where we would locate it. So specifically for this client, let's go ahead and see what we have inside of their folder with regards to their event images, social media, or any of that, and see what we can utilize for their brand. So I'm going to go through a couple of different areas here because I haven't been on the client side of this folder in quite a bit of time. And let's see if we can just go ahead and grab this one. And now we have their logo placed there. Okay. Over here on my other side, I want to go ahead and open up my Canva tool so I can quickly show you guys this. From this aspect, let's go into my brand kits. Let's open up my brand kits, and that way I'll have the colors to be able to put in here rather quickly. And then if we had a separate logo that we would like to use, we could put that here. For now, we're going to skip that part. But if you have like I said, a horizontal or a square logo, you want to put that in here. Next, we're going to go over to the colors area. And here inside of the colors, we know for this particular client, we have a dark blue, We also have, for this particular client, we have a it's an off teal. I'm sure there's a different color that we could call that. We also have a standard, I'll call it blue. And then also for this client, we have a gray. And so in the dark blue area, we're going to go ahead and select the color, and then we're going to copy, and I'm working from two different windows here. We're going to put in the hex code specifically for this one there. All right, and then we're going to move to the next one, which we know is an off teal. I'm copying the hex code from elsewhere and placing it in here. All right, let's try that again. All right, they're teal, and then they're standard blue in here. All right, and then they have a gray, which is a 90-90-90. And we're going to go ahead and drop that in here. All right, and so now these are the standard brand kit colors that we have for this particular client, and we're going to go over here to what we would typically use for on their website for what their specific font style would be. And so off the top of the cuff, I'm going to go in here to the Winston-Salem Sportsman's Club and have a look. I believe theirs is a Montserrat. Okay, so yes, typically I would use a Montserrat for their header, and then I would go into the body and I would determine here what is the font style that I use there. So specifically for this one, let's see if I can pull up that area there. And we're going to start with the Montserrat, which we know typically is the larger font that we use. And then secondarily, it's not an Arial font that we use for them. It is a, let's see, I'm opening up in a separate screen over here to see what is their body style font that we typically use. And then I'm going to pull that into the drop down here. And then that will make it so that anytime I'm opening up additional web pages, anytime I'm opening up any kind of additional resources, let's see, any type of additional resources for their funnels, their marketing efforts, anything that I would typically do, every time I open up a new website or a new page for them, it's consistent. And that's important, of course, as you know, in your branding. And usually it's Montserrat and Poppins that I use for this client. And now I'm available to save the board. Okay. And so the way that this benefits the client is, again, if I'm here inside of their brand board, and let me go back and name that because I did not name that board. And so we're going to call that one WSSC brand board. All right, and I'm going to save that board. So if I were beginning to design something for them, I already have their brand board created. Okay, so if we were going to over to their sites panel and we were going to do a new funnel for them, we'll just say grab one from the templates. We'll go ahead and continue it and say we were going to do one that had something to do with, let's see if I could just come off the cuff here, an about page for them inside of their funnel or inside of their setup or their structure. Then say one of the members needed a strategic coaching page or something like that. I could say continue, right? And it's going to add the template funnel in here. And then when it's time for me to actually make edits and changes to this funnel that is now being placed inside of the account, here is what it would look like. And so now whenever I go over here to use their information, over here to the right is where some predetermined colors would be. That is one area that you'd be able to make changes and edits to inside of this to make it editable. But also you would be able to drop down and look at whatever your, not backgrounds, I'm sorry, whatever your colors and everything would be. And of course I would just have a doggy come in just now and Mello, stop hitting my hand. I am live, buddy. Move. It would already have populated what I have generally set as their custom fonts. And so I would change that because of all of their headers are typically Montserrat. And if you'll notice over here, it's changing. And typically all of their fonts in the body style would change to Poppins. The text color we typically have on their site is red. The link colors, again, when I pop that open, I would be able to choose them here. So this is me going in and doing everything manually and setting up custom colors, right? So this is me doing everything manually, right? You are available to set up additional funnels and everything manually. But if I wanted to use what I had predetermined as a brand kit in there, what I would do is be able to select that brand kit and it would do everything for me on the fly. Okay, so when I start something from scratch, when I create something new, I wouldn't have to go in and determine each of the specific codes. I would be able to use that brand kit that I have set up and structured. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are available to see kind of how that takes place and how that goes forward, and it makes sense to be able to set things like the logos and everything up in advance. I'll check the comments to see if you guys have any questions for that. But again, that's the beautiful thing about having things that are predetermined set up, so that when it's time for you to move forward, you're available to use folders. You're available to use assets that you have pre-set up to make the ease and the way that you consistently present the brand consistent. And I hate to reuse the word again, but the way that you create the brand, grow the brand, or develop the brand, you are available to make it consistent based on your use of using a brand kit that's already established, that already has your logo, your colors, your fonts, and it helps you save time. I hope that makes sense for you guys. I apologize for the major hiccup that we went through a little bit earlier, that utilizing this brand board kind of ran a little long with regards to getting locked out of the account. I will, if I need to, on next week or sometime later this week, go live again and probably walk through this maybe a little more cleanly. But inside of your agency app, you already have access to all the videos that you will need to be able to develop out your brand. And if you don't see something in there, you are available to always reach out, ask your questions like you normally do, and then I answer those questions live in a video format and put it into that asset folder, so that you always have access to that which you need to be able to grow and develop your brand. As we close out, I do recall I did not introduce myself and what it is that I'm doing here with you guys. And that is, I'm your cash flow queen and founder of the #1 legal tax hack to hire your kids in your home-based business. I help entrepreneurs like you get your assets in order so that you can go from stuck and struggling inside of what may be your company's brand to creating impact and influence inside of your own personal brand, so that you increase your value, you make people matter, and that you draw people to you and attract people to you that need what it is that you offer, right? And that is the reason that we are here, the reason we are purposed here, and that is to serve. I hope I have served you on today, and you have found some sense of understanding or a level of clarity to how creating your brand board in advance helps you save time. So each time you're ready to launch a new funnel, move forward with a new website, there is a button that you can click at the top of any of your funnel templates or your websites or any of the other media inside your agency app, and you can actually build out your system much quicker, save yourself time, so you can be focused on how to cash in with those coins, make that paper that folds, abundant, and how you can grow and learn to leave a legacy for yourself. Thank you again for your time on today. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have found value in today, I hope that you will like, subscribe, and follow, and select the bell so that you can catch notifications of whenever I go live to deliver this content. Whew, I'm trying to speed it along. I just heard the lawnmower stop. So I need to make sure I'm available to help my lawn guy catch his coins and get his paper that folds as well. I'll catch you guys on the next one.